This is the expert level. You're going to get to hear what the top anglers are doing and how they're doing it. Hopefully get you a couple of tips and things that you can use to translate to the fishing that you do here locally and for your trips here this next year that you may take to Canada or to Minnesota or wherever you like to go fish. And we're fortunate enough to have with us some really fine fishermen tonight. We're going to start with Mr. Billy Meier, and Billy's a tournament bass fisherman. Billy grew up here in the Cedar Rapids area. He has intimate knowledge of Lake McBride, so if you have Lake McBride questions, specific questions, it's a good one to ask because he won his first bass tournament at Lake McBride. Subsequent to that, he's been successful all over the state, has fished regionally around the country, and he's going to take you through some of the tournament tricks and tips that are winning bass tournaments right now. Billy?
Most of you guys were all here last week, so I don't think I need to really go through the whole introduction of who I am. But I want to know, what do you guys want to know more of? Locally around here, or vacationing, what to do, how to prepare for it? And that's the easiest way to do it. I don't want to reach a lake, 8 hours away, where you might have a question on Mississippi River, you might have a question on 3 Mile. So any ideas? Anybody?
Right.
All right. Okay. Well, I want to start off with the big guns. Like you said, I grew up in McBride. This is not legal in Iowa. Everybody knows that. The rig is, the 5 hooks is not legal in Iowa. Cut 3 off, you are illegal. This is an Alabama rig, the A rig. I don't suggest this for the guy that has a tight pocketbook. And I don't suggest for a guy that doesn't want to spend a lot of money. The easiest way to put this is a throw your shoulder out kind of bait. That is a blast. That is a proven big fish all over the world. I told you guys I fished the day after Christmas last year now. This was on a pole. It was dummy down as a different setup, and there was fish caught on this at McBride. So nobody around here throws it. You just got to watch state. You got to watch every single thing. A lot of your states, Minnesota, Wisconsin, you are not allowed to use an Alabama rig. Don't matter if you got 1 hook, 2 hooks. It don't matter. They're completely illegal. So if you fish Mississippi River and you go across that imaginary train bridge that everybody knows about, you're in trouble. Even if it's on your pole, they're still going to pop you up. Easiest way, nobody probably has ever thrown one of these besides maybe a couple and don't let it fool you, it's not just a bass bait. There's a lot of walleye guys using it. There's a dummy, smaller version of this crappie guys are doing. You can buy them anywhere anymore. There's a reason why they're sold in every store in Iowa. My personal thing, 60-pound braid. Some guys use Milo. I use 60-pound braid. I use Sussex. Best thing for your bucks on it, in my opinion. The rod is huge. This is actually the Ski Reese umbrella rig rod. You can't just go out and buy a 7-foot heavy rod. You can, but it's just not going to work. You can see I got plenty of movement and tip. I got a huge handle to bomb this thing. And when you cast a rig like this, you don't cast like a normal fishing rod. You do, you're going to screw your reel, you're going to screw your blade, you're going to break your rod. It's a lot. It is a complete sidearm. You just pretty much hold on and just let it do its work. You're throwing 2 ounces. Should be more than that even. All the things I have are all at least 8-ounce heads. So you break it down, you put the body. These are the Terminator titanium. Wires are always going to stay that way. I actually got lucky. I went to Dick's one day after losing one on McBride. They had them on sale for $5. Originally they're about 20, I think they are for the Terminators. And no, they don't have them. I bought 21 packages of them. And I do own 21 packages. If you want to buy one, too bad. So when you see something like this, don't be afraid. People say big fish. by big bait. It's true, I caught 1 pound fish on it, I caught 5 pound fish on it. We were in Alabama. We went to Lake Gunnersville. You go there, every single place you go, people are throwing it. So I had to throw it, why not? Come back here, well, what's the point of buying a rod that you can't use in Iowa? Might as well use it. I would, you want to play with it later, go for it, feel it. It's fun, it's obnoxious, but it catches fish in it right. What you want to do is what we did. We drove around for probably 20 minutes. We found a bag that was just completely loaded with shad. Threw a jerk bait, caught fish, threw that, started catching more fish, more fish. You just go through a big pile of shad, and where there's shad, there's feeding fish. It could be bass, it could be walleyes, it could be anything. What you do, cast it out, you count it down for wherever depth you want. Most of the time, I let it hit the bottom until your line goes slack. And then you just slow roll it. You can jerk it, you can pause it. There's a million different ways. You can do it on YouTube and watch videos of these things for years. They're huge, they're everywhere. Like I said, you gotta find a big fish. Everybody knows McBride, you know, the main boat ramp. Every fish I caught was just to the west of that. You know, little tiny bay there, where there was just brush piles everywhere. You go there now, you're gonna see 100 ice fishing huts. There's a reason. It's always loaded with fish. Maybe not walleyes, but there's always a lot of crappies in there too. Next.
Well, I guess the question. Yeah, how do you, for Iowa, how do you read that? Is there, and
You have to have only 2 hooks.
but does it make any difference where you place where the hooks and
I do the bottom and the middle. The middle wire is always ½ inch to 1 inch longer. There's some of them that have like 3 inch longer one. So they're gonna bite the bottom one till they come up, or they're gonna bite the end. And if you notice, I have one that's bigger, one that's a little bit different color. 9 times out of 10, that's the one they bite. Do I know why? No. It just works. Do you guys want to know more about where to fish and fly? Because I can really break it down that way. I can break it down where to go. Yeah, sure. I will try to be as nice as possible without killing it all. Easiest way to do it is everybody says beat up the bank. Well, that's not always true. North arm to me for bass is always the best arm. The main area gets beat up by everybody because that's where all the houseboats are. The people who rent a boat, they want to go out and rent, go out and fish for an hour or 2. That's where your crappie guys are. That's where a lot of your walleye guys are jigging by the power line. I stay from the power line to the boat. I try to stay away from the crowd. There's a reason. You know, I don't want to play public boats. You get a $30,000 boat and you're bouncing off the boat, well, it don't make you very happy. I'm trying to break it down without killing all my spots. But Opie Road Boat Ramp. Everybody know what that is? Right across from the golf course.
Hey, show me your, how you put your knock on that.
That stretch is well known for everything. I said last week the Castle House. That's where you get to the Castle House at. That Castle House, I've caught wipers, I've caught crappies, I've caught bass. It is well known for walleyes. That is a huge stretch for trolling, but I'm not even going to talk about that. There's a reason. But the easiest way to break down that lake is when you see bass boats, talk to him. Talk to the guy. He's not going to intimidate you. He's not going to tell you nothing. There is a few out there that will. And it's just like, I will break it down. I've had numerous times where I have a lure company that Matt actually sells now upstairs. But I am completely sponsored by Jigs. There's nobody on the market that has one close to this. This is a swim jig. It is a bladed swim jig. It's the only one on the market that has a blade coming off the bottom on a wire off the head. Everybody else has it off the hook, or they have a flex wire, and then the wire just does one of those. Well, mine's gonna come back. I have paid 30 of these to just random people on the thread. And I ran them later, and they square line all over the place. It's just when you make a friend, that person's probably gonna help you out later too. I will tell you, if I see you and you say you can't catch a fish in the thread, I don't care what you're fishing for, I will help you. Unless you're fishing against me. In the tournament, you're gonna probably won't help you out too much. There's reasons for that. But I mean, that North Farm, you will have a big flat. You would have huge drop-offs. You would have rock piles. You have islands. You have brush piles galore, pallet piles everywhere. Most guys now have nice boats, side imaging, down imaging. We put our side imaging on. We literally drove around that lake for almost a week. Just check this stuff out. You find something, mark it. I don't care what it is, mark it. See a fish, mark it. Find out why they're there, why they're coming back. It's the easiest way to do it. There's a huge flat, literally right in front of that boat ramp. It's 11 feet deep. It goes almost all the way across, and it drops down to 17 feet. There's brush pile. There's always fish there. I won a tournament, a Tuesday night trail tournament. Within, it was, weigh-in was 7:30. My fish was caught at 7:29. And the guy just fished that same spot, throwing something different. I won it, just 1 minute left to go. You never know. You got to know the rule, which is he's casting this way, I'm casting that way. You know, I figured you got a minute left, you're gonna do everything you can to catch one fish. I do a lot of tournaments all over. This here is actually me. I started my own tournament trail after fishing basketball sports, Benton County, hogs, and then a bunch of opens, Grant County opens, 4-man tournaments, which if you ever want to fish a fun tournament, fish it. You'll get 300-400 boats out there. I fished in a thunderstorm. When I say thunderstorm, I mean scared the crap out of you thunderstorm. And they launched 360 boats. And we were the last boat to launch and the first boat to get put in the water. And we sat there and played torrential downpour for it. But it's a fun one to do. But you just got to figure out what you want to learn. You want to go fish Mississippi? Great. Don't be afraid to talk to us tournament guys. That's the biggest thing. I met this young man at Grand Mountain one day. He will tell you everything you want to know. Whether you want to know or not, he'll still tell you. I mean, it's that simple. I think you even have a video on YouTube for Lake McBride walleye fishing. See? He's over here hiding, trying to be bashful. He knows a little bit about the lake too. He might not be from this area. But the big thing is electronics. I'm not going to preach it enough to you guys. I don't care if you have a John boat. I have a John boat. That's why I won my first tournament out of 14-foot extra wide John boat. Still on the same boat. Still use it all the time. Now it's a duck boat. But if you spend $500 on a decent unit, you will be surprised the amount of fish you catch, especially on that lake. There are so many spots that you will never see anybody catch a fish at. I've caught numerous walleyes trolling next to the lily pads. You ever see a walleye boat trolling next to the lily pads hardly? No. Do you see us doing it? Yeah, there's a reason. That lake can honestly be your best friend or your worst enemy. Last year was the weirdest year I've ever seen in my life. You could go Friday, you catch 100 fish. You go there Saturday, same conditions, same moon, same everything. I mean, it doesn't matter one bit, same wind. You might not catch a single fish. It was a weird year. The problem was the shad. We never had a cold freeze, never killed off full of shad. So that place was just loaded. And I say loaded, I mean loaded. Never once last year did I even see the wipers busting the surface. Usually, you see wipers bust surface, I'm grabbing that and I'm going. You catch a 10-pound wiper, I don't care who you are. It's a freaking blast. There's no fish per pound that's going to fight like a wiper will. And they're a riot. I mean, have any of you guys ever caught a 10-pound wiper? Yeah, I know. My wife caught one. I went right in front of the castle house. They had like an hour to kill one day. She caught it on a 7-foot medium white rod with bobber minnow, fishing for walleye right at guard. You know when you snag that carp and that drag just squeals and you just stand back and wait? That's what she gets about 10 minutes. And she pulls it in thinking it's catfish, carp, something like that. And after that, we started fishing for her. That lake is loaded. Everybody talks about Palo having stripers in it. They don't have the big boys that McBride has. And there's hundreds and hundreds of them. You will catch them on anything and everything. I know last week they talked about Lindy rigs, all that kind of stuff. Slow down. If you have good electronics, and you go through and you see a bunch of submersible fish, 10 feet off the bottom, 5 feet off the bottom, and it's just one of them, big fish, and you will literally pull that Lindy rig up, you're gonna catch a lifer. We did it last year. It was a blast. The only problem is, you better reel every pull in because that thing is going from one end to the other. They just go everywhere. But they're fun fish to catch. And I think the DNR is very, very proud of those out there. I mean, very proud of that is muskie. If you guys want to catch muskies, that place is probably one of the most overlooked places for muskies also. Most people don't even know there's muskie in McBride. And they've heard of one here, one there. I met a guy last year fishing it. That's all he does. He fishes Lake McBride for muskies. And he says he won't make the Palo no more. He doesn't even waste his time. Because he can go there and catch one every day. And I have a buddy that's all he fishes is muskie. And he's out there religiously. I've seen numerous 40-inch plus muskies come out of it. I got a 36-incher 6 years ago. So imagine what that is now. Because if you see a guy keeping muskie, that guy's probably going to get kicked by somebody before he gets to his boat. Because nobody keeps muskie. So be prepared. I've seen them hit a bluegill. I've seen them hit everything out there. I've had numerous times where you reel a frog in and it looks like a freaking barracuda coming out of the water. And me, I just reel my whole in and I move. Because I don't like teeth. Unless they're a walleye, I don't like those big, nasty snot rocket things. I just, not me. But another spot for you guys to fry. Crappie, walleye, bass, power lines, everybody jigs those. I just jig it. Do you ever see any guys do anything else? Live bait, drop shot, whatever you know what a drop shot is. You got weight, you got 10 feet or 10 inches, you do 2 feet. You do a three-way, kicking off this side, or you can do a stand-up jig. You do either a jig, you can do a minnow. I've caught numerous crappie, numerous bass doing that at that exact spot. You just go around with the electronics and you look for it. You'll see days where you'll see 20 boats sitting on those power lines. There's a reason why they're there. They're not just there, because they want to be. Somebody's caught some, or somebody's been catching them, and everybody is now. But the only thing is, that one guy is the only spot that they're on. That roadbed, you see everybody usually either on the very far east or the far west. You don't see very many guys in the middle, hardly. Well, if you go through with a good depth finder, you will understand. That roadbed is freaking crazy. I never seen it until we put our big 10-inch screen on. And it is awesome. I mean, it is completely awesome what all is down there. You'll be going 30 feet of water, and all of a sudden it goes crazy up to the sky, and then drops right back down, and all you see is fish the whole way up and down. Crappies galore. We had our best day walleye fishing down there. Most guys don't believe it. We had a 2-hour window between rainstorms in the spring. That's when the power lines are usually hottest, is spring and fall. We went in, started off, we caught 86 walleyes in that 2 hours. Not one of them was smaller than 12 inches, not one was bigger than 18. We had our limit within 5 minutes. Pole hit the bottom, kept giving it slack, ain't taking slack. There's already fish on it. My buddy was the first one, and I'm just sitting here going, what is this? And it was that way for the whole 2 hours. Never done that again, probably never will. But it was a blast. We went through 3 dozen minnows in no time. It didn't matter, but color did. You throw chartreuse, different brand, a little bit different tank. That guy might catch 100 fish, you might catch 2. And that's what it was for me. I started off not catching a single fish, and literally you put them next to each other and you look and you're like, oh, this one's a little bit brighter, just a little bit duller. That dull one might be the key. The bright one might be the key. It is so weird. I tried a pink, I tried an orange. Couldn't touch it. Wouldn't even touch a fish, wouldn't even get a nibble. I finally went over and stole one out of his box, and it was literally nonstop. And what was funny is we were pulling out of water, and they were spitting up crappies this big. That's what they were spitting up. So at that point, what do? You grab the biggest minnow you can find. The bigger the minnow, the bigger the fish. And, you know, I've always argued, bigger the minnow or the bigger the bait. You know, that's not always true. It was exactly true. We put your little one that you can catch crappies on, they wouldn't even touch it. You wouldn't even do nothing at all. You drop the nastiest, ugliest thing down there, it was unreal. Now, you go from there, straight across on the beach. There's a house that has a point. There's always guys jigging that. That is a big point that comes out, and it drops off the deep water, both sides of it. I don't like this guy over here laying down notes, so I'm not like him.
I can't remember things that well.
When we were fishing it, bass fishing, we went over there because we were fishing deep water. There was no big fish in it. I was watching guys catch walleye around me, and I'm just sitting here scratching my head going, why do I always just bring the bass stuff? Or, you know, vice versa. I always bring one box. You fish that lake, bring your suitcase. I don't care, bring it all. You never know. Because I've been out there so many times bass fishing, and you go through the shallows and you see the crappies on the spawning bed. You can't get home soon enough to grab your crappie stuff and go out. That place, bring it all. And I was sitting here watching guys vertical jigging and catching them. And one guy was doing pretty well, and he was using a jigging rod. And I've never used one for it. Constantly want to, but it seems like nobody around here sells them for some crazy reason. And that guy was doing extremely well, fishing right at the drop off. And nobody else was doing as well as he. They're using live bait, he's using the crazy jigging wrap. And if you guys haven't seen a jig wrap, everybody knows what those little jigging wraps are, the ice fishing ones that are only yay big, as the hooks come out of each end. Well, grapple came out with a big dog now. And it's really changing the industry, I think. I mean, I know you can probably agree on that one. That is a well-known place for a lot of species of fish. I see a lot of muskies caught in that area too. South arm, I don't really, I do it, but I try to stay away from it just because of the houses. The houses they're fun, but I've never caught a lot of fish, a lot of quality fish around the houses. I've marked a lot of brush piles for crappies. I can't get a bite. I catch one here, one there. They just get so much pressure because everybody sees docks, summer, that's what they're doing. They can't find a brush pile in deeper water. They just go to whatever structure is in the water and they fish it. Try to bring it in a nutshell. Causeway. Everybody knows what causeway, the road that runs across the river. You drive by in the summer, you see all these boats out in the middle of nowhere. Trolling, jigging. There is, on the west side of the causeway, it is nothing but huge rock humps. There was nothing but big brush piles, and it is a huge flat. And it is well known for every species of fish all year. Crappie fishing right now. I know Buddy was out ice fishing the other day, did extremely well. I don't know if I want to ice fish now. I'm hoping the stuff melts tomorrow. I know it ain't going to. I'm really hoping. That is a well-known place, and that whole causeway, both sides. A lot of guys only fish the east side of it. West side is, or the west side, the west side, everybody fish, and then we fish the east side. That whole side is just full of brush piles, garbage, junk. You go in the spring, you see all these guys lined up sitting on the bank fishing for walleyes and crappies. There's a reason. That place just gets loaded with crappies, and I mean big crappies. And make bright crappies that went from 9-10 inches to average 11-12. They're really moving up. The bass are in there. The bass, easiest way to catch them, you catch a bluegill, there's bass right with them. Stripers, same way. I got a friend who is a guide up on Clear Lake, and he lives in Cedar Rapids. He is 2004 Iowa State champion walleye when they had their old walleye trail. He goes out, takes his boss, takes his friends, they go out and catch a bunch of little bluegills. They go to the dam, they go to Causeway, they float them, and they catch walleye, they catch bass, they catch everything you name it, vipers. They do the same thing out at Palo. It's an easy way to do it. You take the kids out doing it, everything like that. You just look for those rock walls that are deeper water or have deep water in them. The dam in McBride, I don't waste my time. I've yet to ever do well on the dam. Palo Dam, wholly different ballgame. That dam is where everybody fishes, and I just don't fish Palo that much. Why drive 2 minutes to fish McBride or drive 20 minutes to fish Palo? I'm going to McBride. It's a lot closer. It's a lot easier. Plus, I have a 6-horse on the drum rope. I don't care about the summer walls. And the guys I fish with walleye boats all got kicker lures. I don't care. But when I'm in the bass boat, it sucks. But any other questions on McBride? I know he's back in the yelling at me, throwing his arms up in there, waving at me.
I just have a question. You stress electronics.
What's that?
You stress using electronics,
Yeah.
using your depth finders and everything.
Yes.
For those of us that have them and are challenged in using them, what's the best way to
Call me.
learn how to
Call me.
use it? Call you?
I will give you my number. When I worked at Gander, I was there for just over a year. I had this one mature guy, I won't say old, I'll say mature. I set his Lowrance HDS 10 Gen 2 3 times in the parking lot. Set it up for him, got it all set up. He'd go out to the water, turn it on, start hitting buttons, the fall. Every time he'd go back and clear everything off, come in. My electronics aren't working. My electronics aren't working. I use Hummingbird because they're idiots. I do a lot with Lowrance, and it's a lot different. But you guys got, what do you got?
Lowrance,
What unit?
7, HD 7.
You got structure scan?
Yeah.
Okay. That structure scan, it's tricky. If you never use one, they're very tricky. You don't know what you're looking at. You will go out and you will see all these, oh, those are fish. No, those are sticks. And then you're doing the same thing. Oh, that's just a bunch of sticks there. No, those are fish. It's hard to do. I know where you just sit here kind of like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
And that's the same with me. I mean, it takes hours. And I have a buddy who, when the structure scan first came out, the walleye guy, he told me he spent 3 weeks on McBride just playing with it. That's all he did. He didn't even fish. He didn't even touch a fishing pole. He just went out and he said he went home for 2 weeks straight and just deleted everything, started over until he figured it out. There's certain things you can do to help you out, but there's certain ones that you kind of have to have set up in order for it to work like it should. And also, I know everybody that has a structure scan or side imaging on the Hummingbird will agree, you may see fish like on your down scan, and you might not see it on your normal one, and vice versa. So I always run split screen, because you will see fish on this one, you might not see it on this one. And it's so weird, how is this one seen and this one's not? I know you got more. Yeah, I'll get with you guys,
What model would you recommend on the Hummingbird? I mean, right, you said top line is like $500. I mean, so
oh, top line is.
I mean, not top line. I mean, no, I didn't mean that. Yeah, you said about.
My boat.
I apologize. Yeah, you said like $500 range.
$500
Does that get you a pretty decent one?
You're kind of, not your base, but you're a little better. Hummingbird came out with the Helix, this year. Read a lot of reviews. They're a great unit. I think their Back Pro has them for $350 for the down scan GPS unit, and it's a 5-inch screen, a full 5-inch screen. We run 1198 just because I want a 10-inch screen, and I also run a 798 up front because I don't need the big thing. I'm a bass guy. I mean, what am I looking at? You know, I'm in 2 feet of water usually. The Helix, like I said, they're new ones. They're great. The 500 series, which got converted over to 600 series, they're a great unit for the price. It's like buying a car. The more you spend, the better you get. Yeah, that 10-inch screen is expensive. You're going to spend a couple grand, but will it pay for itself? Yeah. Plus, you can see what you're doing. I mean, I had my first one was a 597. It's a 5-inch screen, but it's odd shape, so it's 5 inches corner to corner, so it wasn't really a full 5-inch screen. And I had it for about 2 days, and I already it. And I bought the 798, which is the full 5-inch screen. And that half inch makes a huge difference, because you can't run a split screen. Because you're looking at a window this big versus, yay big. So Humminbird, if you haven't had electronics, is by far the easiest, in my opinion. I know Garmin is getting huge on it now. Lowrance came out with the chirp technology also, which is amazing, and their prices are getting outstanding. Lowrance, as I know you probably know, their customer service was really poor a couple years ago, and they took recognition to it, and they are doing outstanding. All the guys at Walleye Fish with all run Lowrance. I don't know why they're just crazy. They got more money, I think. But we spend all ours in tackle. I mean, Walleye, you can get away with 5, 6 rods. Last guys, we got to buy 1,000. All you do is sit there and do this.
Okay, with that, I gotta cut Billy off, or we start talking about this largemouth green carp that he fishes.
Hey, those are green carp.
Billy, thanks very much.
Hey, Billy!